Hello everybody, my name is Lori, and today I am going to talk about how it's going so far for July. So today is July 6th, and I've had a few expenses come out so far, so I'm going to talk about those, and then I'm going to talk about what is left for this pay period, and then I'll do a breakdown for the second pay period. Okay, so I got paid on the 1st or thereabouts, and my paycheck was $3,335, and right off the bat, that part of that pay is deposited into various accounts, one of which is my mortgage checking account, and that was $1,160. So that leaves me $2,175 for the first pay period. So I immediately put $25 into my emergency fund, which is also direct deposit, and that leaves me $2,150. I put $30 in my Chase checking account, and that's just basically to as a placekeeper until I decide what I'm going to do with that account. I don't know. I'm thinking about closing it, but I don't know yet. So that left me with $2,120, and in my SoFi checking account, I also put $30. Once again, as a placekeeper, I have decided to close that account, and I have actually initiated the process of closing that account. I didn't really have very much money in there, only about $174, give or take. And so that money is in the process of being transferred to my regular checking account right now, and then I will close that account probably tomorrow. So that leaves me with $2,090, and I sent my first payment to Lowe's of $500, and that leaves me with $700 plus interest to pay, and that card will be paid off, which makes me very happy. So that left me with $1,590. I did my shopping. I usually go a couple of times a month for shopping, and this time I spent $194, and that includes both food and my personal care type stuff. Alright, so that left me with $1,396. I paid my first home improvement loan payment of $273. Let's round it up. So that leaves me with $1,123. I saved $22, which left me with $1,101. And I spent $16 on myself. Yesterday I took a carload of fabric to a recrafting store. It's a couple hours from where I live, and while I was there, of course, I had to check out the store, and I spent $16. So that left me $1,085. Okay, so now I decided to open a new bank account. This account I'm going to be using to pay off my home improvement loans with. I got information in the mail a couple of times. They sent a flyer in the mail saying that I've opened up the account, and I did $2,000 of direct deposits over a 3-month period, that they would give me $450. Now, I thought that's what SoFi was going to do, and they didn't do it. So I don't know if this will actually happen, but I figured it's worth a try because I could use $450. So I opened up the account, and I had to put money in it to open it. So I put $450. Now that $450 was the money I would have used to pay my life insurance, which is due at the end of the month. And I was going to pay my life insurance early, but I decided not to. I decided that I would just pay it when it was due, and I used $450 to open up that account with. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully they'll actually give me the money like they said they'll do. But if they don't, that's fine. Okay, so that leaves $635. I paid, well, it'll actually clear tomorrow, but the transaction has been initiated. $200 on my Fidelity credit card, which left me $435. So left to spend for the month, for this pay period, I still have to pay for my phone, which was $31, which would leave me with $404. I haven't bought gas yet, so that's $35. When it comes out, that will leave me with $369. And my water bill, when we talked about this paycheck planning back in June, I was thinking it would be $60, but I did water my grass one day, so I went ahead and bumped it up to $70, and so that leaves me with $299. And I still have $76 left to save for this pay period, and so that leaves me with $223. I still have to make my extra Ally payment of $70, and so that leaves me with $153. My Google Fi still needs to come out, and that's $83. So that leaves me $70 from my pay, which was $3,335. So on the last day of the pay period, I should have $70 left over. All right. So with that being said, my son's contribution to household expenses this month was $700. And then left over from my pay was $70. Let me move you out a little bit here. Oops. I hope you can still see that. Okay. And then transferred, because I closed my SoFi account, I transferred over about $174. So that leaves me with $944 on July 14th. Except for, I'm planning on paying off my Lowe's card, which is about $711 with interest. So my actual balance at the end of my pay period is $233. Should be thereabouts. Okay, so planning for my second paycheck. My paycheck is going to be about $3,335. And I'm going to be putting $335 into my Chase checking account, like I said, as like a placekeeper. So that leaves me with $3,000. My mortgage checking is $1,160, so that leaves me with $1,840. And my emergency fund is $25, so that leaves me with $1,815. And I'm going to be depositing $815 into my First Horizon checking account to pay for my home improvement loan payments. So that leaves me $1,000 in my regular checking account. Okay, so I'm going to cover that up like that, because I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so regular checking, I expect to start out the second half of the month, the second pay period, with $233. I'm having $1,000 deposited into my account, so that leaves me $1,233. I plan to save $98, and that leaves me with $1,135. My car payment is $352, rounding up, of course. So that leaves me with $783. In my electric bill, I budgeted $160, so that leaves me with $623. I will pay my life insurance of $470. That will leave me with $153. My HVAC is $21, so that leaves me with $132. And then if I need to go grocery shopping, I've left myself $132 for that. Okay, so the new account that I've opened, the First Horizon account, my plan is to use this account to pay off, or to make payments to my home improvement loans. So I opened it up with $450, and I put $50 into their savings account. So that left me with $400. So the first payment I'm going to make is to my second Ally account of $350, thereabouts. So that leaves me with $50. And then I'm going to do my direct deposit of $815, and that leaves me with $865. And then I will do another savings deposit of $50. You have to have the savings account with the checking account, otherwise they charge you a fee. So that leaves me with $815, and then I will send $800 to the Ally 4126. This the first Ally loan, which, by the way, it's not Ally anymore. It's Synchrony, and that leaves me with $15 to roll over to August. All right, so that's the plan for the rest of July, and I really like doing this. Actually, I didn't know how it would go doing this, because my main concern was that the amount that I budgeted the first of the month, those dollar amounts are going to be different like now, and as the month goes by those numbers might change a little bit, and I was concerned about how do I speak to that, how do I talk about it, how do I explain it in a way that makes sense to me and to the folks who enjoy watching my videos. I was unsure about what that looks like exactly, so I didn't know how to do it. And I thought, well, you know what? I have already made so many mistakes on my presentations and on my paperwork and everything that it's just a learning process. I'm still just learning how to do it. I'm not perfect at it, but I thought maybe I would just, the more I do it, the better I'll get at it. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to go for it. So I hope y'all enjoyed listening to me talk about my budget for the rest of the month. And I'm actually planning on coming back next week and continuing on with this. I'm going to talk about how things went over the next week and about how I still plan to go forward for the rest of the month. At least that's my thought. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so if you have anything that you need to tell me, you need to let me know about something that I could do differently or better, or something I'm doing wrong, please let me know. I am definitely open to getting advice. That doesn't mean I'm going to take the advice, but at least I get information from a different perspective that will definitely be a benefit to me no matter what. So anyway, I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July if you celebrate, and I hope you all have a great week. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.